Hey, what is up guys, Tava here, and as smartphone cameras get better and better, you start to want to see similar characteristics and options in your phone as you would see in higher end DSLRs or cinema cameras. One of the big ones for me is the ability to shoot flat or log footage. Whenever I try to color grade phone footage, it ends up looking off, mostly because the cameras in phones shoot in such a saturated and contrasty way, not meant for color grading. Luckily though, there is a free app for iPhone and Android that allows you to shoot super flat colors and low contrast on your phone. Here's a look at that. So this is the Moment app. I've talked about them on my channel before, but if you don't know who they are, you should. They basically make the best, most high quality phone lenses and also have a super dope YouTube channel, so you should check that out if you haven't before. I'm not really gonna go into all the features that the app has because it has a ton like manual focus, manual ISO, manual shutter speed, all those things. Super easy to figure out, but you can just watch other videos on that. But today I'm just gonna be looking at the log settings for video in the app. Okay, so like I said, this app is extremely easy to use, and to get to the different color settings and color profiles, simply go to the left hand side of the app, and in the middle at first you'll see an option that says default, and that's just the regular iPhone colors that are super contrasty and super saturated, which we don't want because it's not ideal for color grading. So to get rid of that, just click it once and it will go to flat, which is a bit less contrast and a bit less saturation. And you can use that, but personally I like to go a lot more, so I click it again to go to log, which is the lowest saturation and lowest contrast, perfect for color grading on your iPhone footage in my opinion. Now personally, I do have a question about this log because on other cameras it allows you to get maybe a bit more dynamic range sometimes, but I'm not sure about on iPhone footage. It might actually just bring down the saturation and contrast and not actually give you more detail in shadows and highlights, but just give you that flatter looking image. If this is the case, that means that you can't really pull up the shadows or bring down the highlights when you're adjusting it in post, which isn't the best, but at the same time, it still makes color grading significantly easier if you're on this log setting. And just as an FYI, with any log footage like what I'm shooting with on my camera right now, in person, in the moment, it looks really bad. I mean, the footage just looks so flat, which it's supposed to, but it just doesn't look great in the moment. When I'm shooting log footage, people always ask me why it looks so bad in the moment, and I have to tell them that it's gonna end up looking better when you end up color grading it. So that's just something you have to get over and keep that in mind, that it will end up looking better, but just not in the moment. So anyway, once you're in the app and you have the log setting on, here are some examples of footage that have this log look compared to just the default, and you can really see how much it decreases the saturation and contrast. And finally, just so you can get an example of how good you can make log footage from an iPhone look, how cinematic you can make it look simply by color grading it, here is a short sequence that I made using the log setting and then color graded. So that's basically it. I highly recommend using this, and if you want to download the app, I will of course leave it linked in the description down below. But that's it for today. If you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.